Thank you both for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
So you were here earlier. I don't know if we told everyone you were here earlier, but when we were talking, I used to be a tenant of Birkdale. Because Law, which is now Bright Law there at Birkdale, what an amazing transformation that North American Properties has done to Birkdale, which already foundationally was a great complex, right?
Yeah,
I'm not hating on
absolutely.
whoever the previous owner was and all that stuff. But what you have come through and done like a vengeance very quickly, you've changed the atmosphere. You've shifted the community dramatically. What's been like thus far the most fun part, Maureen, like being part of it locally here on the ground?
Just you can. There's a feeling there. It's like exciting. It's fun. We've always had events and things there, but what the new program that we introduced has really just introduced a new feeling, new faces, new families, new friends. So it's been really exciting to watch all that churn and change.
Yeah. And so what do you think then when you look at what was and what is now? Pick like a favorite corridor of Birkdale for me. Like what's like your favorite section right now?
Oh, the plaza.
The Okay,
Yeah.
whoa. The plaza. Where's the plaza at? I don't know where's the plaza.
The plaza is where that large LED screen and stage where we hold and host a ton of our weekly events, and then it turns into the ice rink during the holidays. It's kind of like the heartbeat of Birkdale.
So the fountain is getting worked on too, I saw.
Yes.
What's the status of the fountain? Let me know.
The fountain, it's a work in progress. Obviously, during redevelopment, we were gonna, change it around anyway. But there were some issues, so we're correcting those, and it'll be up and running very soon.
Is Santa coming back this year?
Of course.
I just wondered because we've gone a few years now. Kids have gotten the photos. Cayley,
course.
from North American Properties perspective, what are these conversations like internally for you guys when you're thinking about a complex like Birkdale, which isn't the only one of North American, by the way?
Absolutely.
You've done this dance before and y'all do it very well. What is it like then internally for North America when you guys are analyzing where the property's at now and what the grandiose vision is?
Yeah, definitely. So before we put a shovel in the ground, we definitely want to get to know the community and kind of learn the needs specifically of what, people are looking to do already in the area. So Birkdale, like you mentioned, was already such a staple in this area. We already had such a great, group of people who were already there at 6 a.m. drinking coffee, so it's definitely the neighborhood spot. And so we wanted to just listen to the community and then add to that. So by creating these larger gathering spaces, we're able to host bigger events and things like that. And having Maureen on the team, who's been a part of this community for a number of years, has been a great asset to, give us that real life perspective. And she's here with her kids every weekend and, living the life as well as working for the property. So it's great having the on-site teams that are really able to, give us that insight. But then changing up the merchandising mix has also been a huge part of our plans and our redevelopment. So just identifying what categories are missing and what people are looking for. We've been able to bring a lot of really great local tenants and a lot of great local restaurants that are currently building out. So there's more to come. But, just really listening to what people want in this area, using our social media to listen and respond and give the community what it needs. So it's been a great project.
Who came up with the idea of the little boutique boxes in the middle with the different shops and all that? Whose idea was that?
Neither of us can take credit for that.
Not at this table.
That was a cool idea.
Yeah,
Whoever it was that came up with that, what a great use of the space and functionality. Let me ask you a tough question here, and this might be, it's above my pay grade clearly, but do you think eventually there will be no driving in the middle of Birkdale? Like, do you think it'll be all just pedestrian throughout the middle? Or do you think there will always be cars?
There's always going to be cars.
Okay.
But, I would love to see it be pedestrian friendly and pedestrian.
And we have the ability, with our tree lighting events and some of our larger events that we can close down areas. So probably sticking to along those lines. So, people can make those quick access to different stores and things as they're coming through the property. But
we frequent Birkdale quite often as a family. So I live here in Cornelius, but it's really just a hop jump away right here from Birkdale, which is very close to our Studio C here as well. And we love going there with the kids. I'm a big fan of Bricks and where they're at now. Quadobe used to be there. Not that I'm hating on Quadobe, but Bricks there is not bad. The space is beautiful in there. There is a level of quality taking place within Birkdale. I don't know that level in very many other places. Is this a very similar model to what the property you guys had in Atlanta, or how close is it to that? Is this basically like a scalable model everywhere?
Yeah, definitely. Something that we like to work with our new tenants is to really let them express their brands and really give them the opportunity to do these really nice build outs. Where before with Birkdale, there was a lot of uniformity with the storefronts, where it was just kind of all white and then just their signage. So you'll see as we start to turn over the tenants, like as example with Bricks, like their new location, we really encourage them to put their brand out there and make it unique to them. And that's something that we do across our portfolio is really have a hands-on approach with our tenants. And we have a really great development team that works hand in hand with them. So it's definitely part of our model that we like to, really differentiates our properties.
Absolutely. You're listening to Good Morning LKN 844 Studio 4 if you want to be part of the conversation. Digital fam, we're sticking with you through the break. Radio fam, we are going to take a quick break. And we're going to get a little personal. So if you want to check out the video stream still during the radio break, WSICnews.com, all the social platforms, Facebook, Twitter, now X. I should be referring to it as X, I think, right? Yep, okay. LinkedIn. Where else are we at, Bill? We're a little bit everywhere. Facebook. I already said that one. Anywhere. If you want to watch us, you can. And you can see me act a fool, and that's usually a good time. 844 Studio 4. We'll be right back, radio fam. All right. Favorite spot in Birkdale, go.
Oh, wow.
Not just the plaza. I want a specific tenant.
Oh, specific tenant. They're all my babies. I can't pick my favorite kid.
I know. I think we're really excited about some of the new ones.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about Foxcroft.
Yeah, Foxcroft's gonna be
Foxcroft
I'm a
great.
good
cool.
Pinot Noir girl, so
Mhm.
I'm ready to get in there.
A little wine action.
I think Bar Taco is going
I'm
to be
getting snaps.
amazing. I'm
Bar
so
Taco.
excited. Bar Taco is going to be great.
I guess it's almost overwhelming, like how cool everything is. Like, do you hear that at all? Like, oh my gosh, it's too overstimulating. There's too much goodness here. Is that...
Yeah, I do a lot when we have our events and I'm kind of walking around talking to guests. You do get a lot of people who are like, it's so great. There's so much more, coming, and there's so much stuff to do and see. And I think it's a pretty good mix of tenants we have there.
Cheesecake Factory just came in like a vengeance and just took that corner and said, this is mine.
Boom.
Did.
And
Did.
I was curious because obviously Cheesecake Factory being in South Park, now having one here, I was like, that's a massive place they have in South Park. How are they ever going to configure the space? And I've dined there. What a great job. They did a great job utilizing the space to its optimum functionality. A lot of tables. The service is fantastic, turning over. It's great. How did you land Cheesecake Factory? What's that process like dealing with a big player like that in Huntersville, North Carolina?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just a testament to this community and that, it's a trend that we're kind of seeing is just the suburbs growing, right? So it's more of these big brand name tenants that are looking to get outside of the city. So having an opportunity like Birkdale where we have that natural traffic and the tenant mix that they can play off of, it's really appealing to a tenant like that. So
Question. So Victoria's Secret, they like have the one on the corner, but they're building across. So are they moving? Are they going to have two spots? Like
They have moved.
They moved. That is complete now. So
Yes.
then the old spot is going to get taken by somebody else at some
that's
point.
out there, isn't it?
It is out
Yeah.
there. Yeah. Yes. Lululemon's going to be
Oh,
moving into that
Lululemon.
corner.
Wait, so
Yeah,
Lululemon.
so they're
wait.
relocating. Yeah.
Let me do the jigsaw puzzle.
Exactly.
Across the street. So Lululemon is going to
Because
be.
they're bigger and
Yes.
better. So
But so then where Lulu is now
is
who-
every
Is Ever Eve.
yeah, a women's boutique.
a women's
We'll
boutique. So okay, look.
start their build out in December.
L-
Yes.
Let me be honest with you, ladies, if I could right now. You got a lot of women's boutiques in there. Where's the love for the dudes?
Well, Southern Tide just opened.
Southern Tide?
Yeah, Southern
Southern
Tide.
Tide.
Tide?
Tide.
Tide.
Tide. What do they sell?
They sell men and women's clothes.
Okay.
Very lake friendly.
Oh, I
It's
can
a
get down with the lake
It is
vibe.
a great
Store.
store.
It's a beautiful
Yeah, it's
spot.
beautiful.
Southern Tide. There you go, Bill. I tried to tell you they were
That's
going to
good
get
to
some
hear.
dude stuff in there.
I like it.
You didn't believe him, but I told you it was going to happen. So
I like it.
okay, so that's pretty good. Can I be honest with you too? How's the movie theater doing?
Movie theater's actually doing really well.
Okay.
Mhm.
I just haven't been in
Barbie.
the movies in a
Yeah,
long time.
we have Barbie and Oppenheimer. They're doing well.
Barbie, Bill, you want to see it a second time? No?
Sure, why not?
Okay, so in Birkdale, I like picking on them. It's okay. I just haven't been in the movies in a long time, and it's all a lot of speculation in the community. Oh, they're going to do this, they're going to do that, they're going to do this. Was there ever a plan to eliminate the movie theater, or was that just a big lie that
The movie
I did
theater
not
is
start, by the
not
way?
a
I
part
didn't
of the property that we manage.
at all.
Yeah, we
Mm-mm.
don't own it.
We don't own it.
Wow.
So it's its own parcel.
Yeah.
Do you say, "Hey, clean up your act" like a
We
little
try.
bit?
I try to.
Wow.
Yes.
I never
Maureen
knew
gets out there with
that.
her pressure
Yes,
washer.
I do.
I'm
I
just
get out
kidding.
there with my scissors and.
Oh my! I didn't realize
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So you guys must be in close talk. Is it Regal, right? It's
Yes.
Regal. So
Mhm.
you must be in close. Welcome back, fam. That was real close. Real close. Thank you, Bill. Bill the Buffer on at 7:34. Justin Kazepis, 844 Studio 4. If you want to be part of the conversation, we're sitting in here with Birkdale Village, North American Properties. One family. One family. One sound. Is that what was that? What was that line, Bill? Back in the drum line. What was it? One
Yeah,
band,
one band,
one
one
sound.
sound.
I love
That's
that movie.
I actually quoted that last night. It's
Secret
pretty
love
weird.
that movie.
Yeah.
during
love
the VMAs. Did you quote that?
it. No.
Oh, I didn't know if you shouted at the TV at Ice Spice.
Yes. The People's Princess.
The beach. Sorry. Okay, so we're talking about Birkdale. We're talking about the wonderful things going on. We just found out Maureen's favorite restaurant in Birkdale. She does have a favorite particular tenant she likes. So go back on WSIC News on all the social platforms and watch the video if you just missed that opportunity to hear she does pick favorites. So with all the change going on, right? And Birkdale obviously be constantly in the forefront in the news locally here, all the development taking place. Are there plans to, let's say, coordinate with the town on transportation? Anything you can talk about with transportation? Obviously, a huge conversation for everybody. Here's my thing. I am okay with there being a tough to find a parking spot because that just means the place is banging and we need to go there and hang out because everyone else is there right now. That's my take on it. Maybe not everybody feels that way. But what's kind of, when you talk to people when they're there at Birkdale, what's it like when you talk about transportation?
It's not the most fun conversation I've ever had.
Sure.
But it's something that we're listening to and we're working on, and we're going to find a solution.
That's right. Keep moving forward. It's good to have a thriving community in the community. Like if you don't have, you're either thriving or dying most of the time is the way I feel about it. And I would much rather a place that's so busy because everybody wants to be there than not have that type of attraction in the community at all. Where do you see Birkdale fitting in the overall scheme of the community? Because if you think about downtown is a popular concept right now for towns to develop, but then you've got this complex of Birkdale just like growing in such a phenomenal way. So how do you think that Birkdale relates to the town as a whole?
I mean, the property is so special to this whole community, not necessarily just hunters, to this entire area. So it's going to continue to grow and get better and kind of change as, the tide changes, So I think it's just going to continue to flourish.
Do you think that what's like the next cool thing you want to do there? Like what's give us some insight. Come on. Like what's like a lemonade stand? Like a little bodega. Like I know there's
No,
Walgreens.
we want a hotel.
We want a hotel.
Okay.
And
Well,
we want a
a
conference
hotel would be
center.
pretty good.
We're working on it.
Hotel would be pretty cool. I'm a fan. You're not going to hear any objection from me. So you can go 10 stories if you want to. I wouldn't care at all. And you can bring them all to 10 stories. You ain't going to hate nothing from me. What's it like with like work-life balance? Like mixed use properties are so cool because you get that people who get to live there, you get the people who work there, you get the people who just get to come to enjoy. Culturally, like in the off hours, nobody's there. There's just the people living there. What's that atmosphere like?
It's really fun. I actually got a chance because I just moved from Cornelius to Huntersville. So I got a chance to live in one of the apartments there for like 8 or 9 days. So it was really fun to kind of walk around as not as like me, but like as a guest with my family. So it was so fun to, walk out and go to Kilwin's and grab an ice cream with my kids and then run across to Girl Tribe and see what they have going on and go into the plaza and play on the toys there. So it's really fun place. Like I forget how fun it is because I'm there all the time.
My son's really into like ninja battling, and that's what we did in the plaza the other day. So I apologize if there was any reports from security on that. It gets a little violent sometimes. He's 4, so he doesn't really have rules right now. So I'll apologize. Connect 4 was awesome. The ice skating rink. Let's talk about that. Is that planned to come back? So it was a success then, I would imagine.
Yes, it was.
Whose idea was that? Because that was pretty cool too. Anybody here at the table idea on the skating rink? Or
I mean, it just was a natural fit, right? It was just kind of obvious that that's what needed to go there. And obviously during the holidays, it gets colder, so people don't like to hang out in the green space. So what better to do than put an ice skating rink
What
there?
about like some hockey games? Is that possible to get out there maybe
Absolutely.
or
Sure.
something like
Yeah,
that? Yeah.
sure.
Okay. All right. We could do it. I mean, hey, that'd be fun. I used to play hockey as a kid. I didn't play baseball. Well, I played baseball, but I sat in the field and ate snow cones all day. All right. So thinking then about what's going on now, what's it like balancing when you've got so many projects, right? Development projects within the complex happening. How are you managing that expectation of like, hey, this corner might be a little tight right now. Delivery truck, why don't you try going around this way? Like, how are you managing that in all of this?
A lot of communication with everybody. It's a lot of sending memos and emails out, a lot of boots on the ground, walking around to all of the restaurants and retailers and saying, hey, here's what we're doing. You might be affected. It's for the X, Y, it's from X time to X time. So it's just a lot of communication.
I've got to ask the tough question for North American Properties right now.
Let's hear it.
Is this a portfolio property that we're keeping forever? Or are you guys going to sell us and leave us to the wolves?
I would love
point?
to be here as long as possible.
Okay.
So I love Birkdale. I like Maureen not picking a favorite tenant. I don't like to pick a favorite property, but Birkdale's pretty special.
Okay. Well, we'll say Birkdale's your favorite. So are you planning to move here from Atlanta then to Huntersville?
So
Is that-
my family actually lives in Lake Wiley. So I have some roots.
What a great fit.
Some roots here. So I try to get up here a good bit. So.
Okay. So what do you think, like, from the corporate side of North American Properties, what are you guys kind of doing then now at this point from a management perspective? Or is it just, hey, Maureen, run with the ball. You got it right now. What is that like with two separate entities? You have one family.
Yeah. I mean, Maureen's running with the ball for sure. She's an awesome rock star to have on our team. But, I kind of like to see like big picture, right? So just come in and kind of look at holistically how we're doing things and how, the industry and hearing different perspectives. We have a really close team at North American Properties. So on Mondays, we have everyone in the room with development and leasing and everything. So kind of getting that perspective of like, hey, we're trying to, get this lease signed. What can we do to bring this certain group of people here to show this tenant that this is their market? So kind of taking all of those pieces and then relaying it down to Maureen on a property level to how we can engage with the guests and tenants and make sure we're successful.
How far in advance do you plan like these events? Because it's got to be quite extensive to put that kind of a calendar together.
Well, last year's Christmas was on November 17th, and we started planning this year's like November 18th. So
Day after.
Yeah.
Run it back.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
So are
well-
you into like end of 2024 almost now in your planning? Like, is that how far
Yeah, I
ahead?
mean, with it's budget season, so we have to plan what we want to do next year now, and then
Yeah.
we'll have our calendar for 24 set by about a month from now. So
How big do you think it gets with like the community coming in and just hanging out for the day in Birkdale? That is a new vibe that you have brought to
yeah,
the
and
table
that's
here
the goal. That's
locally.
what we want.
Yeah.
it's definitely been a noticeable change obviously for the better. There is a lot more coming in. We've introduced the big LED screen with football games and tennis and golf, all sorts of programming so that we can bring everybody in to kind of come and hang out, and that's the goal.
Did I see right? And I don't know how I missed this. Did y'all have Danny Carr there playing in Birkdale too? Did you?
Yeah.
You had Danny. They had Danny Carr playing down there. How
Yes.
did I miss that?
Yes.
Bill, what are we doing around here? I don't know how I missed that. We were visiting Birkdale like a Saturday morning, and I looked at the I was like, "Wait a second, Danny Carr played? Wait, she played here last night? What did I do? Why did I not see
You gotta
that?"
follow
So-
us on social.
Yeah,
That's on
you
me.
gotta
Look,
follow
Stay
us
in the
on
loop.
I'm not blaming you. It's on
Check
me.
out the website.
Your Instagram game. Do you manage the Instagram?
I do not. We have an amazing social media coordinator, and she's
fired.
fantastic.
She's
Yes.
fired. That
Shout out
is-
to Cayley.
Yeah,
Oh
shout out to
my
Cayley. She
gosh.
is unreal.
Killing it. And that's
great.
so cool. I've seen you engage actually the tenants too, like in the social
Yeah.
postings. What is that like culturally to like say, hey, we're your property manager, but at the same time, we would actually like to have a relationship with you. What's that like?
It's actually really easy and simple. It's not difficult to walk into somewhere and be like, "Hi, we want to promote you." No one says no. But then, we kind of have gotten some really awesome relationships with our restaurants and retailers by doing that kind of, grassroots marketing.
I went to Chipotle this weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and I mentioned it on the air this week. There's a sign on the door that says online orders only, extremely low on staff. Are you seeing that? Like, because you guys manage so many retail spots. Like, look, COVID was real, right? Like, labor is
Yeah.
real in the marketplace. You guys are almost like your own kind of case study for, you could analyze data and provide probably whole market data for the world to know What's the conversation like with your tenants and the people that are renting spaces on labor right now?
I know I was at Birkdale through COVID, so I saw everything. I saw how difficult it was for all of our tenants and trying to climb back up that hill. I think for the most part, we're on the other side. A lot of our restaurants and retailers are saying that they're staffed and they're happy to help with things that I'm doing on property and, need bars or need food or any. So, I mean, there's definitely been a shift. So I think we're on the other side, but I know how difficult it was for
It's
all
got
of
to
them.
be tough right now, right?
Yeah.
Like particularly the restaurant industry. And you
Mhm.
guys have a lot of restaurants. How are you just based on conversation, just finding out their needs, or are there resources almost that maybe North American, hey, we'll plug and promote if you're hiring and things like that? How does that work for you
Yeah,
guys?
there's tons of promotion. What can we do? How can we help? What can we take off your back? We want to assist in any way.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're on the ground and we're walking around constantly just getting their needs. And, some of them are like, we need nothing, just come in and hang out. No problem. But there are some that, need some assistance.
Does Birkdale have like a slogan, like a jingle, like ba 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 Birkdale, come and hang?
I
Something
think
like
that should be
That
it.
should be it right
Pretty
there.
good,
Can we
right?
trademark
Yeah.
that?
And with that, you've been listening to Good Morning LKN 844 Studio 4. Thank you both so much for coming by this
Thank
morning. We
you.
appreciate you. Looking forward to the future. Happy to do whatever we can. I'm going to shout out Birkdale no matter what because I love that place and I love the community. And I know you guys do too.